all, welcome to my new episode. I am sick in bed for some weeks, so there will not be many adventures in this video. This will mainly be a chatty episode about knitting, and this will be focused on some new upcoming projects that will be knitted for a trip. As I was sick for a while and I still am, nothing serious, it's just something with my stomach. I got a more serious stomach issue that I have to smoothen out and rebuild my digestive system. So that just takes a while. It's nothing really bad. But yeah, these kind of things happen when you live in weird countries and your stomach is weak anyways. But yes, I have a lot of time for knitting recently and I finished a bunch of things. You saw some already in the last video. And I will start this video with showing you my newest finished object, and it's the one I'm wearing. This is the flock vest by Andrea Maury. Let me try to show you as much as possible. I just finished this yesterday and it did turn out bigger than I expected. I thought I made it smaller than in the pattern, but after blocking the yarn it widened and lengthened and it is a bit bigger than expected. I made it longer than the cropped version. I made the full length version and I also modified the increases here so the neckline isn't too deep. The original one has only 4 buttons. You can see I have 5 buttons here, and look at this cute little 3 buttons that I have for this vest. I think they fit quite well. And yeah, because I live in a Buddhist place, so this deep décolleté wouldn't be appropriate here at all. And like this, I can actually wear it like this. So I made this in the organic trio wool by Hertingarn. It's something that I bought in Germany. It has 230 meters on 50 grams and knits up to whatever you want, fingering weight, sport weight, even DK weight. Actually, this pattern is calling for something like worsted weight, but the gauge should be 21 stitches, so I didn't feel it's really worsted weight. So I made it in this beautiful yarn. This is the little contrast color here. I used the dark green, the purple, and the little gray for the small stripes. And this consists of 50% organic merino, 25% organic cotton, and 25% silk. Why did I choose this material is because it's a mix that is good for all different kind of climates. It's keeping warm but not super warm. It is a bit like you can wear it in hot weather. So I can wear this as a shirt on its own or as a vest for layering. As I'm not so much a vest girl, usually I'm freezing on my arms. I wanted to make it in a way that I can also wear it without layering if I might not like the layering stuff. So that's why I choose this fiber, and I think it turned out quite well. And for me, it's important to knit practical things. And there we come to the next part of this video, knitting practical things. So what kind of practical things are we talking about? As I was sick in bed, I decided that I will fly to Mongolia this summer. And my friend Vanessa, that you have met in Sri Lanka already, and she also came to India last year, we decided we go to Mongolia. And Mongolia is quite a backpacking country. So we will be camping there. I'm just looking on buying a good tent and sleeping bag and all those kind of things. And it's a nature country. It's a nomad country with a lot of steppes, horse riding, camel riding in the desert, these kind of things. So the clothes I need to be practical and lightweight, because you don't want to carry too much stuff with you when you're backpacking. Normally when I travel with hand luggage only in my 40-liter backpack. But now this time, because I need to pack a tent and a sleeping bag and a mat to sleep on and all those kind of things, there is more base weight in my luggage that I normally don't have. So I have to be smart with other things more. And as we are sleeping in tents and stuff, I need to just figure out better what I wear and not just randomly pack what I'm in the mood for. So that's why my project for the next weeks is to knit lightweight practical projects, and I will show you some of my plans during this video. So one of the first wools I wanted to knit for my trip was pretty clear because it's this beautiful yarn and it is called Gobi lace, and we will actually be going to the Gobi desert, and that's why this is a perfect yarn for this project. And I have 2 balls of this. These are leftovers from 2 older projects. This is a wool that I have for years. I made a big colorwork sweater, my first one I ever made, and that will probably be frocked one day because it is pulling in too much and it doesn't look so nice. Like, it looks nice, but when I move, it's rising up, so it's not so nice. And I made a crochet dress, and that is really beautiful. And I use it when it's really cold, but it's not often that cold. But anyways, what is special about this yarn, this Gobi yarn, is that it's super lightweight. It's only 25 gram a skein, and it has 160 meters. So I wanted to make a little hat because you might not know this about Mongolia, but the temperatures and the weather can go crazy in one day, from like 35 degrees in the Gobi during the day to like 5 degrees at night. And it can, like, I'm going in July and August, but that doesn't mean we might not have hailstorms and even snow depending on where we go in the country. It can be really windy and stormy, but it can also be incredibly hot. So this is why you have to think more about what you're packing to have like everything with you. So a small little hat that doesn't weigh too much is perfect, and having a hat with just 25 grams of wool sounds perfect to me. And as I knit this before, this is actually a lace yarn, but you can easily knit it to fingering, but also even to sport weight gauge quite easily. So I was thinking about making this still hat by Anna Johanna, and it's supposed to have 10 meters more, but I think if I just skip one round, this will be enough. And I hope I can make a easy, nice little hat for my trip. Also, this yarn is quite warm. It has 33% normal virgin wool and 15% camel wool and 12% polyamide. So especially the camel will be super exciting for when I go camel riding in the desert in Mongolia. So this is why this is the first important project for this trip. You might wonder why Mongolia? And there are many reasons for Mongolia. One of them is that I always wanted to go to Mongolia. I attempted to go to Mongolia already in 2008 when I was living in China. But then I got robbed in the night train to Beijing and all my money was gone. And 2008 is a long time ago, so back then it wasn't so easy to have credit cards and stuff. So I had to travel back to South China, what is like 34 hours away from Beijing, to get more money because all my money was gone after I got robbed, except I had like a little bit spare money that I put somewhere else in case something like this happens. So I was able to go home without trouble. But the trip to Mongolia was cancelled like this. And then I wanted to go to Mongolia from Kyrgyzstan when I went to Kyrgyzstan in 2019. But then the border was closed. So China has a little strip of land between Kyrgyzstan and Mongolia, and it's really, really tiny. But they closed the border, so no one can go over there, and I wasn't fully aware of it before I went to Kyrgyzstan. So I couldn't go to Mongolia again. Then I wanted to fly with some friends to Mongolia in 2020, and then everything got cancelled in 2020 due to COVID. So it didn't happen again. So now in January, I met this High Lama in South India, and he has an NGO in Mongolia, and that made me think about Mongolia again. And then recently, it turned out that His Holiness will have another knee operation. It actually happened 2 days ago, and it went well, and he is recovering, so there's no issue. But he will most likely need to recover and not do so much this summer. So I thought instead of going to Ladakh this summer, as I normally would, to be close to holiness, I might use the time to actually go travel to Mongolia. Uh, you can go to Mongolia in winter, but it's not the easiest with the travel conditions and the cold. So going over my winter holidays wasn't really an option, but going during my summer holidays works out quite well. And also Vanessa has summer holidays from her job as a teacher in Germany at the same time. So it worked out that we can actually travel together this summer. And she was like, oh, I want to go somewhere this summer, but I don't know where. So when I suggested Mongolia, she was totally in. So we will actually go on a kind of Buddhist pilgrimage, but also nomad and adventure trip in nature. And we will go over a time where there's many festivals, especially the big Nomad Festival. We arrive directly for the Nomad Festival. Then there will be a Yak and Felting Festival. There will be a Buddhist festival. So there will be many things going on. We plan to go horse riding in the steppes. We plan to go to the desert. We plan to visit many Buddhist monasteries. And it will be an adventure trip. And you will see more about it when we are there in mid-July. But now let me show you the other project that I started for this trip. So I started this yesterday. And I was thinking about, when I was looking for tents and stuff, I was also looking at this kind of merino sweaters that they sell in a lot of these outdoor shops. And don't get me wrong, the sweaters are beautiful and practical. I used to have one of those. And I really liked it. It's really lightweight and light, and still gives you a lot of warmth. But then I thought, does it really make sense for me to buy a sweater when I knit so many things? Because the sweaters I have right now, I usually don't wear because I prefer to wear my hand knits. So I thought maybe I should make a really lightweight hand knit sweater that I can take on my trip. I actually have a lot of lightweight projects. I recently made the Elton cardigan that you have seen already. And this is super lightweight, so I will probably take it. But the sleeves are only like half length sleeve. So I decided to make a lightweight normal sweater. So I wasn't sure which one to take, so I just looked through the patterns I already own. And I have this pom-pom issue about mohair knitting that I made the plumetis top out of. And now I decided that I will try to make a cloud bow. That is one of the patterns. And I decided to do it with this beautiful alpaca lace yarn that I got in Bolivia some years ago. While I was traveling in Bolivia, I think in 2019, maybe 2018, I'm not 100% sure, I bought 3 cones of alpaca yarn, and this is one of them. And it's so precious, and I never really used it for anything big, so I thought it's finally time to use it. And it's really lightweight, and it's beautiful, warm, and soft. So this will be the basis. So I just started this yesterday. You first need 2 panels, and then you will connect them somehow. I'm not sure how it works yet, but you will see if I am finishing this and actually take it on the trip. And for the front side, I decided to make it with stripes. And I adding in this drops mohair that my friend did bring me from Denmark this year. So I think these colors are going well together, and I will see how I like it in the end, how much it weighs in the end, and if I actually will take it on the trip. But this will be a contender for really lightweight sweater, and let's see how light we get it. I hope to get it under 100 gram, but I'm not sure if it will work out. So let's see. If not, there is a bunch of other potential lace-weight sweaters that I was thinking about. Like there's a Bad Idea blouse that I have a pattern of, that is actually a free pattern. There is the Lavinia sweater by Lily Cat France, I think is her name. That is high on my list. I bought this pattern immediately when I saw it, and I really want to make it, but I think it will take a bit longer because it's on a finer gauge. Here you see this is knit on a 6mm, so this will be finished quickly. But the Lavinia sweater is a bit more involved. But you can see a picture here. So I have a bunch of idea of lightweight sweaters that I can test out and see what I can finish. We are starting this trip in exactly 1 month. So then we will see what I can make out of it. One other project I was thinking about was making another version of the Nurture Bralette by Celine Phaeton. And as you've seen at the beginning of the year, I attempted to make this bralette already, and it didn't turn out the way I wanted. It was way too big, and it didn't turn out so well. So I made a swatch in a thinner yarn, and I got new needles that are smaller to make a different version of it. And this is my little swatch. I think I will go with the yellow. That is this yarn. It's called Emotions, but I don't have a label here right now. If I really need it, I will tell you more about it. But I also swatched with this merino wool in gray that I have laying around, and this Coops Knit sock here. But I think this is a bit too thin. It's nice, but I think the yellow one looks a bit better in the swatch. So actually the colors go well together, but I don't need a multicolored bralette. So most likely I will attempt the bralette in this, and I think that's also a good, nice travel project because it's a small project that you can easily take along, but also a quick project that I could finish beforehand because it has a lot of instructions to size it in the best way. So probably I keep it at home and compare it to the one I already made to now make it fit properly so it's not so loose than the old one. Okay, another project I'm working on is the long line cardigan by Jorge Locatelli, and this was not specifically started for this trip, but it might be handy for this trip. So this is a basic black cardigan that I really like because it will go with literally everything. And this is a bamboo cotton mix yarn, and I made another cardigan with this kind of yarn in a different color, and I love it and I wear it all the time. So I thought making another light fingering cardigan will be ideal. It might be nice for traveling, but because it's an open cardigan, I'm not 100% if it will be the most practical. But this is what I'm working on anyway, so I wanted to show it to you. It will have this beautiful folded color in ribbing, and in black you obviously don't see it so well, but it's not super boring to knit, and it will take a long time because you see I just joined the body and there will be many meters. This will be supposed to be a long cardigan, but this is one of the main projects I started even before I planned the trip to Mongolia, and I might take it, I might not take it, but it will be an amazing cardigan. And then I have a bunch of ideas what would be practical for travel gear to knit. And one is the waffle edit. And this is a pattern by Young Folk Knits. And I already made a version of it recently and gifted it to my friend Meryl. You can see the picture here of the one that I made for my friend. And why I like this is because you can easily use it as a bandana and as a little shawl. So this way I can use it to cover my head in the desert, for example, from the sun, but also in the evenings to keep my neck warm. And I have many options what yarn I might use for it. I might go for 100% cotton than I use for my friend. I might go for this green organic trio wool, like the same that I knit this out of. I have this color left, while this color doesn't go with everything, let's say it like this. So that's why I'm not sure. Like, the yarn would be great for it, but I'm not sure if it goes with everything. I could also use the leftover of the gray I have, but I have so much left that I could actually make a full other top or shirt out of it, so I'm a bit hesitant to split it up. But maybe I just go with a normal 100% cotton. I have a bunch of options there, and I think I will take this as my flight project because the trip will be like, the flight from Delhi will be 13 hours, but I will have to take a night bus from here to Delhi. While on the night bus, I can't really knit, but then I have like 14 hours in Delhi until my flight. So on 14 hours in Delhi and the long flight, I might be able to knit a small bandana like this. I was able to finish the last one in 2 days. So I think I could easily use this as a travel project. It's interesting, it's engaging, it's not too boring, but you don't need to look at the pattern all the time. So it might be the perfect project for the trip. Another idea that I'm thinking about is making a buff or a neck warmer. So this is a typical item you find in a lot of trekking shops. You can see a picture here how it normally looks. And this can be worn in many different ways. You can use it around your neck, you can fold it up as a head, you can wear it in many different ways, like as a headband, as a head, as a cowl. You can, like a balaclava, to cover everything. So it's a multi-use tool. And some years ago, I did crochet something like this for my trip in Kyrgyzstan, and I quite liked it, but it is still in Germany, and it was not that long that I could use it for all kinds of things. So I would maybe do a longer version. And I was actually thinking, I have a pattern, it's called Peeping Cowl by Jorge Locatelli, and the way it's normally is like way too wide for what I want. But I just think to make it half the size, to actually fit on the head, fit around the neck, so it needs to fit more tightly. And this is how it would look, but just half the size. So this is another project that I think could be practical and easy for travel and can be really lightweight and practical. Do I actually need the ruffle added shawl, the hat I'm making, and the buff? Probably not. But I will just make several things and then decide what I actually take and what I like most. And it's just fun to make small projects, and I can use it in many different times in many different occasions. But these are just the main projects I'm thinking about. And if you guys have any other ideas of what would be cool travel items, what would be an easy, quick pattern to knit for a trip, what is lightweight, then please let me know. And we also have an idea already what will be our main travel project, but this will be, I will tell you about it later. Like Vanessa and me have a project that we both wanted to knit. We both got the pattern for it. So we decided that we will use this as our travel project, but I have to choose the yarn for it. And I will obviously take more than one project because we're traveling 1 month. And also in case it doesn't work out, I want to have something else with me. But I will talk about this when we come closer to the trip and when I update you on what actually happened to all the projects I'm working on right now. Okay guys, I hope you have a good day. I will edit this video and upload it and hopefully be healthy soon to show you more interesting things. And I hope you all have a good day. Bye!